Welcome back, guys. It's Dr. Tom here. Today we are looking all at knee injuries and specifically MCL injuries. So when we talk about an MCL, we've got the outside of the knee here, the inside of the knee here. The MCL is concerned with this big ligament here that is normally meant to protect the knee, but with a lot of contact sports and sports that involve stop and starting and twisting, we can get this motion through the knee, what we call valgus. So where the knees almost go a little knobby, that puts pressure through the MCL. So in extreme situations, this MCL will get pressure put through it where it will start to develop tears. And these can be class grade 1 to 3, and this can determine how long you're out for your specific sport or whatever daily activities you enjoy doing. And when it comes to rehab, we want to start really light and make sure that we don't cause any pain. So remember that if we're doing a rehab program and you're feeling pain generally means that you're not quite ready for the exercise and that the ligament hasn't healed enough that it can exert the force you're putting through it. So make sure there isn't any pain. We don't want to cause any more tearing of those fibers that are trying to heal. So today's program is running you through a more excelled, it's not early MCL rehab, it's later stage. If any of these exercises cause pain, you're not ready for it. So go to an easier, earlier level rehab program for it. Okay guys, let's get into it. We are going to break down some of the best end stage rehab exercises for an MCL injury. Let's get into it. Okay, so what we're starting here with are standing leg extensions. So as you can see here, we are using a medium resistance band. We're starting by not putting all of the weight into that right foot, squeezing the leg straight. So squeezing the leg into extension when we come back here, and then but making sure we don't put all the weight down through the heel. So you're trying to squeeze it straight there, not put the weight down, and what you're going to feel, or you should feel, is the VMO muscle on the inside of the knee. So the inside quad muscle should be activating quite heavily. So I always give people the analogy with this one. As you squeeze back, imagine there's an ant under your heel, and we're not trying to squish the ant. So that sort of tells us we want to lock the knee straight, but not plant all that pressure into the leg with the resistance band. With the holds coming back, I'm probably doing these almost a little too quick. You can go 3 to 5 seconds with the holds. And then as you get better at these, or these get easier, we can step up to a heavier resistance band. Another idea is if you have access to a gym, you can actually use a cable machine. And same thing with the cable machine, you can go heavier and heavier as long as it doesn't cause pain. Okay, so for this next one, we are doing single leg RDLs. We're going to be using light weights, and these can be anything from 2 to 5 pounds. As you can see here, the knees semi-flex. We're going down slowly, hinging through the hips and then coming up. As you can see, we have a resistance band pulling the knee into valgus, which is generally the way an MCL doesn't like. So we're trying to strengthen it to try and oppose this valgus force, which if you're getting back into sports is extremely, extremely important. As you can see here, we're trying to go down over 3 or 4 seconds, up over 1 or 2 seconds. So a little quicker up, a little slower down. As you drop down and do come up, really focus on keeping the front of the hip bone, the mid kneecap and the ankle in one big straight line. So those knees aren't caving in, the ankles aren't rolling in, or we're not losing that stability. So keep things slow, keep things controlled, breathing out as you come up, in as you go down. As we change sides here, you will also notice that you probably have a weaker side. So really zone in on the weaker side and try and slow it down even more. So remember with this one and a lot of other exercises, the slower we go, the harder it makes it and the more control we actually develop. So keep things really controlled. Remember with this one and the previous, 2 lots of 10 reps. And then as we get better, once again, that resistance band we're using, we can increase that. So at the moment, this is a medium and we can slowly step up to heavy once we're not struggling with balance and it's nice and easy. Okay, so for the final exercise today, we are using what we call a gyro disc. So this is a little stability disc that makes it pretty hard, to be honest. And we're using that once again, that resistance band in the same location to try and pull the knee into valgus. As you can see here, we're completing runner lunges. As we drop down and come up, if you're looking down at your knee, it shouldn't be caving in whatsoever. So really focus here on keeping the foot as flat as possible on the gyro disc As you come down, we're dropping over 3 seconds, coming up over 2 seconds, and as you drop down and come up, there should be one big straight line through the femur bone and the tibia bone going down the front. So make sure that knee doesn't collapse in, keep things controlled, and the same as the previous ones, we're completing 2 lots of 10. Same thing as well, once we change sides, you're gonna notice that there is one weaker side, and generally, it's always the one that you've had the MCL injury on. In terms of the progression of this exercise, this is very close to return to sport. So it's an end stage MCL rehab program. And these ones, if we're very acute and we've just come off the injury, we shouldn't be doing these straight off the mark. So as long as you've got control, there's no pain, feel free to do 2 lots of 10 in the slowest possible manner. One other thing we can do once we start to get better at this exercise is add some weights in. So I always get patients starting with 5-pound weights, and we can slowly progress this. The main thing is, as we add weights, we want to make sure none of the limbs, so either the hip, the knee, or the ankle, don't collapse. So you will often see the hip will cave, start to shoot out to the side when it can't hold the weight. The knee will cave in, and the ankle will roll in. So we want to make sure all those points stay nice and strong, and if they are, feel free to progress as long as there's no pain as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's program, guys. Make sure you write in the comments section if this has helped you and what you want to see more of in the future.